Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna rank every single reworked champion this year. And we're starting off with Mole Man. So we had, I think all of them in total are 31, which is a lot, man. That's so much. Like we started with 4, but now we have consistent 2. So let's get into Aunt May. And the first champion that I feel like is the best reworked this year is, oh, hold on, let me reset that, Diablo. So this guy is just so insanely powerful. His healing is like probably top 3 in the game right now. Top 3 is the best. Like it's crazy. He has a heal from his SP1. Look at this, 2926. If you finish the potion, he takes 30% reduced from damage from all sources, which is crazy, man. And also, he takes no damage from poison, which means instant heals if you have willpower and liquid courage, which that itself is ridiculous. Then he's got pre-fights. He's just very useful for nullifying, for poison damage. And he also has, I think, a synergy where, which synergy is it though, where his poisons become, I think that's what I want, yeah, that becomes passive, which is very useful in some scenarios, like if they shrug off debuffs or something like that. And I feel like he's got the better, or the best rework this year. But then the second one is actually a cosmic champion, and this is Angela. Angela is, again, she works great with suicide like Diablo. And look at this signature ability, man. If you have her Sig 200 and you have 3 buffs, you ignore damaging debuffs. So you take no damage from any of those bleeds, poisons, or something like that. You ignore auto block and nullify, which is crazy good. Her damage is a lot better. Like, her damage before was nice, but now it's so much better. Like, if you get above like 1 bar of power, you get 2 furies. Crazy damage. And from the SP3, I think, yeah, you get an aptitude, which is, I think it gives you, yeah, it can give you 60% potency on your armor, fury, and precision, and she gets all of that. And I think this ability, the like to ignore damaging debuff, is like the best thing that she has. And a lot of people started using her after her buff. And then probably my second favorite buff this year is Miles. So Miles is in the top 3 for me because he gains so much attack when you complete those spider challenges, and you can easily complete them because it's like parrying, hitting the opponent, and dexing, which is so easy to do. You can do that like in every fight. And then also one thing that they changed is very nice. When you get, I think you get, when you do those challenges, you get 21% to evade. But if you parry, there is no way that this, like the hit will evade and mess you up, which is a very nice change. He's got some very good synergy with like those spider, how do you call it? The spider ham is a very good champion as well. And he works great because it's slightly easier to complete challenges for Miles. And also one more, I think this guy, yeah. You inflict a power sting with the SP2. And the best thing that we haven't talked about is spider camo. So this is what makes Miles unique, man. You have a 35% chance to miss when the opponent activates a special attack, or when you activate a special attack and you have completed the spider challenges. And you have 105% chance to miss unblockable attacks. And that works on every like new champion animations. You can just do nothing and just miss everything. You can cheese a lot of stuff with the opponent being unblockable all the time. Like, that utility is what makes Miles insane. And on top of that, you got a lot of damage. You can use a lot of debuffs, and then the more debuffs you had, I think you had in the duration of the fight, the more shock damage the opponent gets. And that's crazy. So you can see the shock gains 30% potency for each personal unique debuff that has been activated on the opponent in this fight. And you can literally apply Taunt, which is a non-damaging debuff. I think it's only none. Oh, it's not none for each personal unique. So you have Taunt, Rapture, you have Weakness, you have the SP3 physical vulnerability, you have Power Sting, you have so many debuffs, and it's pretty strong, man. I love Miles. He's like the second best buff for me, like the most fun, sorry. But yeah, the fourth one is Ultron. Where is Ultron? I think he's down below. Yeah, Ultron was pretty good before the buff, but now he takes he's like Incinerate and Shock immune, or like not immune, but he's like 80% duration, less duration on those, pretty good. And then he got very good damage. He still keeps his regen. His damage is so much better. You can use those heavy attacks and do a whole lot of damage. But yeah, this guy didn't, like, not many stuff from that guy changed, but he was pretty good before that. So he only needed the damage and he got it. So he's a top 4 for me. And then next champion is Nebula. Let's sort them with tech. So Nebula. Nebula is a very good champion. Her awakening ability is not that crazy, but she's got very quick damage. The SP2 damage is insane when you have like 20 shocks on the opponent. Also, you can pop that SP1 if the opponent has shocks, and if you have like I think 20, you power lock them, and the power drain is like 2 bars of power, which is probably the strongest power gain or power lock in the game from an SP1. Very strong. And then if you don't want to sit there and hold block, you can just pop an SP3 and you get those amp charges pretty fast. And also the synergy, I think, with Guardian, yeah. If you hold block, you pose some shocks on the opponent, and I think it gives you like 3 ticks of that very big chunk of damage. And overall, yeah, that Nebula buff is crazy. But the only thing I don't like is that you have to get hit in order to trigger self-repair. But it's pretty powerful, man, because you heal all of the damage you took. So if you mess up and you survive, like you can use her with Heimdall, and you will survive because you get to 1 HP, and then you can heal that up. So it's pretty powerful if you want to like get hit, or if you accidentally get hit. But then we have Mole Man. Mole Man, I don't really play the champion that much. Where is he? I liked him when they introduced him in the game, but then I saw that he wasn't that good. But after his rework, he's got better damage, and it's easier to like build up the frenzy charges with the heavy attacks. And I think the best thing that I like from Mole Man is that pretty much the same thing with Killmonger. Well, I think when you pop the SP1, you can just block and get an opening right there, and you can just do that with Mole Man all the time. So if the opponent is stunning you, block a hit and then go back in. So that's a very cool mechanic for Mole Man. He's got very good damage for the SP2. Yeah, I don't really use him a lot, but I would like to rank him up. And then my favorite buff this year, you guys know. Let me find him though. Okay, let's sort this for skill, and that's the guy. That's Karnak. Man, like, I can't believe how good this guy is right now. I cannot believe. So they kept his healing from suicides. So incoming poison effects deal minus 65% damage. It's not like Mysterio's 100%, but it's 65, which is pretty powerful, man. I use him all the time. Karnak is such a beast. That mechanic is what makes him, like right here, makes him very unique. If you become awakened, you hit the opponent in the block and you get more power than you would take from like hitting the opponent, which is insanely powerful, man. You can get to an SP2 and the opponent won't have 1 bar of power. It's that insane. Then you have focus charges, do a lot of stuff right here. You can do a lot of damage from in the block. Those heavy attacks apply fragile debuffs, which are very powerful. 550 critical rating is so much. SP1, easy true strike. And now if the opponent like evades, and they don't evade in the block, if you hit them in the block and they won't evade, because some champions like, I know for sure that Stealth Spidey doesn't evade when you hit him in the block. And you can just build up to an SP1 with this ability, the Awaken ability, and just pop the SP1 without him evading at all if you don't want to risk it. And then the SP2 damage, you get that passive Fury effect, which is so strong now. I think they said that. So before Karnak got reworked, his SP2 was doing more damage if the opponent had less HP. And now they are treating it like the opponent has 1 HP. So he's getting the maximum effect of that Fury. And it's insane. You can stack that up. And with your attacks, you pause that. You pause the True Strike as well. And for the SP3, you have like a very good Disorient, which reduces opponent's, I think, block proficiency. Yep. And also reduce their ability accuracy by 80%. Which is pretty nice for like Electro. Is not guaranteed, but it's very nice to have. So definitely my favorite rework of this year. And I think he's in the top 7. And then one very, like he's probably my top 3 right now. This guy, Joe Fixit. It was actually pretty fun, man. Very complicated, but once you can understand his abilities, it's really nice, man. That healing that he has is pretty strong, man. If you stack those cards, you get like 28% lifesteal. Pretty nice, man. And if you get like from the, how do you call it, the jackpot, if you get or full 4 suits, man, you get that attack with the lifesteal. The lifesteal is insane. Honestly, it's insane. I've only played with your 4-star version, man. And we did like a video for variant 2, I think, which is the extra large one. He did crazy good. His damage is very, very nice. Not broken, but very, very nice. Definitely not like it was before. But yeah, his attack is good. His lifesteal is good. He has immune to poison. His bleeds, like you can stack up to 50 bleeds if you know how to play this champion. And basically you do like an SP3, then just start popping those SP1s. But yeah, you need to watch out so that you have like 4 of a kind in this, like 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, and at least 1 pair. So yeah, he's a very, very, like they did a very good job on Joe Fixit, man. They didn't disappoint on this guy. And luckily, man, because he wasn't good. He wasn't good at all, but now he's very good. And then Crossbones is actually, yeah, I love those reworks, guys. Like this year, they had insanely good reworks. This guy is very nice, man. He's got so much damage when you get those Furies. The only thing that I would like more for Crossbones is that if he had that synergy for Manga, which is 50% duration of his Furies, if he had that in his kit. Because with this synergy, you can play him a lot better. And you cannot lose those Furies. But in a scenario where you cannot like spam him attacks to like pause your Furies and then trigger the overrun to like, how do you call it, to get them refreshed. Yeah. Without this synergy, it's harder to do, a lot harder to do. But yeah, 90% chance to purify incoming debuffs, very good with Society as well. The SP3 gives you very, very, like 40-second precision. So good. And this precision buff becomes passive in the last 70 seconds, man. Well, what does it say? 100% chance to gain a precision buff, increasing critical rating for 40 seconds and... Oh, so I think if the opponent is contempt, you get a 70-second one. So very good rework again. So good, man. And then another one which is pretty nice as well. I have him at rank 5. And I recently pulled him at the 6-star. The Hood. Hood is very nice in every situation where you can nullify buffs. Because if you nullify buffs, you get those hex pistols, those bullets, and you can just apply them with SP2 and medium attacks, and just detonate them with heavy attacks to deal insane amount of damage. So you can see, causes all hex to expire immediately with 100% potency. So double the damage. So this guy, like the fastest jump in the arena, I just do like 2 mediums, and then detonate with heavy attack, the opponent dies. He's very good. Also, he has a very good synergy with Ghost, obviously. I don't know if they fixed that. I remember it was bugged, But yeah, very cool champion if you can nullify buffs. Because if you don't, you run out of bullets and then you need to build back up by, I think, using heavy attacks to knock down the opponent. But yeah, still very good champion. And then Kingpin, that big guy. Where is that big guy? There he is. So obviously this guy has good health. He's an extra large champion, and also he heals pretty good with suicide, or sorry, not suicide, with willpower, because he has those rage stacks, which they count as debuffs. But the only thing is that his healing or his regeneration rate is set at 50% instead of 100%. Honestly, if it was 100%, it would be broken. But still, very nice regen. His damage got better. And if he gets that, I think the overpower, he gets so much attack rating. But yeah, you need to purify 8 debuffs to get that. But still, pretty good. That damage is broken. If you pop 3 heavy attacks in the corner, it's easier. You get Big Fury as well. His damage is better. His SP1 is good. Because yeah, it reduces defensive ability action by 65%. So yeah, has been improved a lot. Very good damage. And he purifies debuffs as well. Good with suicides too. And then we have King Groot. So King Groot, where is King Groot? King Groot, so his damage is better now, but only if the fight lasts like longer, which can be like, I think 1.5 meters. You get the maximum potential. But yeah, they didn't touch his regen. But honestly, you can just, with SP1, you can apply those permanent armor breaks, which they're gonna take 1 fury per armor break. And if you just want to get regen, you can use your SP1 to like pretty much sacrifice your furies, and then you get to the regen if you have them awakened. And also she has very good regen with the SP3, of course. And yeah, the SP2 damage has been fixed. It's a very strong SP2, especially if you're fighting robot champions, because the damage from the breath is tripled, and it's very good damage, man. I think if you can fight like Guillotine 299, she's getting destroyed from this guy, or Darkhawk. Oh man, the damage from robots is pretty nice. Like I think I did it with my 5-star. I took like 60% off from Abyss Darkhawk, or 50%, which is pretty nice, man, for a 5-star King Groot. His damage is real in those like slightly longer fights. But yeah, if you get him in arena, he's not that fast still. But yeah. Then we have Hawkeye, the very recent rework. This guy was insane when I tested him. Like now I think they nerfed him. But the mechanic where you can slow down time, so cool. The perfect release. And I didn't know like the arrow flashes a little bit before you need to like release it. So it's easier to do. Very good mechanic. They thought of that. Pretty good. He's got very good synergies, honestly. Like this guy has one of the best synergies. Like, is it here? So yeah, you pull the slow debuffs, and then you can remove or rock stacks or rock charges from like Thing or Korg. Pretty good. But then this one is my favorite one because I use suicides. You get fully immune to poison if you're not fighting a mutant champion. So all other 5 classes, you're immune to poison. Very good. And also, this is with Nick Fury, so you can just use Deadpool X-Force, remove bleed and poison, just like that. So good, man. And then also he has one more, but he has so many. But basically, yeah, he has a lot. I'm gonna quickly try and find it. Yeah, where his bleeds become poisons. But I don't know with who it is. Not that. It should be with Tigra. Yeah, it's the poison icon right here. So Hawkeye's personal bleed abilities inflict poison instead. So if the opponent is bleed immune, you have all of your effects with poison, like critical poison or something like that. But yeah, pretty good rework. His damage is decent right now. Like before, he was definitely broken. Like I was dealing 12,000 with my rank 4 5-star. And now, you don't do that much damage, but it's still a very good rework. You can get those 5 perfect release charges. You get 50% more duration of your bleeds. Then you can just spam SP3s to get more critical rating, critical bleeds if you hit the 20% bonus here for the mini game and the SP3. So very, very good rework as well. Before he was pretty bad, like people only use him for power drain, and now his power drain has been a little bit nerfed. But if you hit the perfect release, you have a suppression debuff which reduces combat power rate by 50%, which is very nice. The only thing, if the opponent can purify the suppression debuff, it's not gonna be a good power drain. Like the previous power drain would be better because it was based off max power and not of 1 bar of power. But still, much, much better champion. And then we have Terrax. I have this guy at rank 3. Where are the cosmics? I have him at rank 3. Very quick damage if you have him awakened. I think I have him at 600, something like that. So he gains like 1.5 bars. So very good. You can apply armor breaks. You can refresh him with light attacks, with the last hit being a light attack. So, or the last hit of the combo being a light attack. Refresh those, get some good damage. And when you have the, how do you call it, the rock field up, you get so much attack. How much does he get? 5,259. So much attack. And he gets that at the start of the fight if you have him awakened. So much damage. He gets those intercircular charges if you build them up. If you power cosmic charges, the pre-fight, or sorry, the pre-fight, the persistent charges. So yeah, very good champion. He's got a lot of health because he's a large champion. I have him at rank 3. Very, very useful in some scenarios. Also, Alliance War Defense. This guy is very crazy. And also the Cavalier quest, he's been very tough in a couple of them. But then next we have Venable. Venable, one of the most fun champions that have been buffed. Like, I don't like him that much anymore, but he's very, very... his kit is very interesting. You can get a lot of buffs, then you can get furies, you can regen a little bit, and also this guy is good fighting Penny Parker. And Penny Parker is actually very tough, but this guy cannot get power drained, power burn, shocked, or armor broken. And he gets more cooking meter if he prevents that. So with Penny Parker, if she auto blocks, you get power drained. And Venable is just a beast for her, man. He's such a beast. He ignores, I think, he's got the ability of Venom, where like Spider-Verse champions cannot evade. So a very good rework as well. He was pretty bad before. But yeah, then we have Bishop. So Bishop, where is Bishop? He's mutant. So Bishop, very good rework as well. He wasn't good, but now you can literally parry like 4-5 times and have a very, very juicy SP2. He's got good regen where you hold block if you have some price, you give up some prowess. The SP1 can be really annoying on defense with incinerates. The SP3 deals massive amounts of damage. And now, if he gets overloaded, you're not taking the damage, but the opponent is taking the damage. So I think Bishop is like probably my worst champion to fight. So he's so scary for me that I don't want to fight him at all. Like, I won't Ghost because Ghost is pretty nice for him. But yeah. Also, OG Vision is pretty good, or Age of Ultron, because you can power burn him, doesn't throw SP1s. But yeah, then we have War Machine. War Machine, so his attack. They changed his, how do you call it? His empty the clip from like Fury to from Fury and Armor to Fury and Regen, which is pretty nice. His rotation is pretty simple. I think you throw 2 SP2s, you refresh the armor breaks with heavy attack, and then just spam SP3s. You get those Furies, which are very powerful. Look at this, 1,866 attack rating. You can stack those, I think, 3 times. And then you get some pretty useful pre-fights, which you can use them for tech champions. Gain cleanse charges, energy resistance, and attack rating based on your armor. So pretty good rework, man. Pretty simple. And now he's actually usable. Then we got Thor Ragnarok. This guy got a pretty decent rework. He was a prestige champion, and I didn't expect him to get a good rework, but it's better than I thought it will be. Like, pretty much when you get to the SP3, you can just get a lot of stuns, armor breaks, shocks, pretty insane damage after the SP3. And yeah, nothing changed, like nothing pretty much changed. Like get to the SP3, get insane damage, but yeah, his numbers are a lot better now. But yeah, then we have Black Panther. Black Panther actually got new animations. So this guy can purify debuffs if you intercept the start of the fight. He can put a lot of bleeds. He crits a lot if you intercept with SP2, I think. You get, yeah, if you crit with the SP2, or if you intercept the opponent with the SP2 or the SP1, you get guaranteed crits. It's a little bit tricky to do, but if you do that, very good damage. Stacked up those bleeds like crazy. And with the SP3, you inflict up to 5 bleed debuffs, with each having 100% chance to apply and dealing a lot of damage, and you refresh the duration of your Panther's Might, which you can activate it with the SP1 or him attack. And that's what gives you the precision and permanent cruelty. So pretty nice damage, man. He can purify debuffs as well. Very good. Then we have, I think, 10 more. So Mr. Fantastic, like, let's get them like real quickly here, because it's been at 26 minutes. But yeah, Mr. Fantastic. I don't really use the champion. He's got good pre-fights. His damage is better now if you have those debuffs on. Yeah, most people use him for his pre-fights, but still, he's a pretty decent champion, man. But yeah, I don't use him a lot. And same thing with Odin. So Odin, his damage has been a little bit better now. And I think his buffs last longer. And yeah, most people use him for his pre-fight. Pretty much the same thing as Mr. Fantastic. But yeah, not a bad champion. Definitely not a bad champion. You get pretty good SP2s, energy damage, if you build him up. Look at those buffs. He starts with like Fury, Armor Up, Physical Resist. Pretty nice champion, man. For buffed up, that's your god. And then, Howard the Duck. So he's immune to bleed now, I feel like. Yeah, I believe he's immune to bleed. You can stack those armor breaks. And the cool thing is for Howard, where is he? Isn't he attack? I can't see him, like, there he is. So he's immune to bleed, I'm pretty sure. Yep. The one thing I like Howard the most is that his heal block from the SP1 expire one at a time. So if the one expires, the one has full duration and then starts expiring. So pretty nice, man. And then you can stack those armor breaks, get those furies. With SP3 you get a good stun. And what it says, so yeah, the stun becomes passive if you get the perfect result for the SP3 mini game. So not a bad buff. Definitely not a bad buff. So after that we have Gamora and Civil War. We're gonna like talk for them together. So Gamora did nothing, like pretty much changed. Only I think she reduces ability actually for robots if she has a lot of buffs. And yeah, let me just see. So always active. Yeah, here attack cannot miss. So pretty nice if she has the number of buffs. And then the cool thing that they changed is that you can get the Godslayer strike without her being awakened, which is the most damage you can see from her from his special attacks. And if you have her awakened, it's just the cooldown is reduced for like 20 seconds, which is pretty useful as well. She gets good debuffs. Like her kit wasn't bad. Now they just added a little bit True Strike and all that. And then we said Civil Warrior, pretty simple buff as well. He's not bad actually. You can get those armor ups. You can just hold block a little bit and get those furies. Then you can do the same thing, refresh them. His damage is not bad. He's got a good heal block on his SP or on his heavy attack. He gains from his SP1, I think, 4 armor ups, which you can convert them. From the SP2, he drains 2 bars of power, which is nice to have. And from the SP3, passively power locked. Yep. Not bad rework again. And then we have 6 more. So Vulture. Don't really know much about Vulture, but I saw his kit a little bit. He's not too bad, but he needs a little bit ramp up. Like you need to get those Chitari core charges. But his kit is not bad. With SP2 you get good damage. With SP3 you incinerate the opponent, which is 8,000 energy damage. not bad. He's immune to Incinerate. He has that indefinite armor up, pretty useful for Havoc. Yeah, not too bad. Like, he doesn't have the greatest damage, but yeah. Then we have Ronin. Ronin actually pretty nice in the arena. I use him like when I play 6 stars. I should do a video on this guy, because it's pretty cool, man. He's got those rotations with the cruelty. I think if you get 7 completed, you get a good precision buff. He's got some good bleeds, but they didn't change much from this guy. I think when he evades, he gets a better fury. But yeah, not the greatest champion, but pretty fun to use. And then we have Yellowjacket and Guillotine. So Yellowjacket is higher than Guillotine because like both of them have good heal reversals. But Yellowjacket has better heal reversal, and also he has a slow. Pretty nice. Also, he's pretty nasty if he's fighting Mystic champions, because you don't need to hit the opponent to get those Parsings and Petrifies on with SP2 and SP1. Pretty nice. Guillotine, if you're healing, was better. She would be a lot higher, but it's not good. She's got a good Spectre though on the SP2. And the SP1, if you can like get those heal attacks in, her bleeds are not bad. And also, the cool thing that I like about Guillotine actually is that if you have her 6200, she has a 100% chance to apply a Rupture instead of Bleed if the opponent is Bleed immune, and her abilities work great. So it doesn't mess you up if the opponent is Bleed immune, so I like that. And then we have Massacre. Like, he's got better damage when you hit the opponent in the block, but still nothing too special. He has good synergy with Domino right here. But yeah, if you hit the opponent in the block, get those Incinerates on, he's got pretty decent damage, man. He can be good in the invade node, but now we got Karnak, man. Yeah. And then we have Ebony Maw. I hate fighting Ebony Maw. I hate using Ebony Maw. I don't like this champion at all. He was pretty cool in the movies, but I don't like him, man. Like, you get degent for fighting him. I don't know how to like avoid it, but his damage, I think he needs too much ramp up, and it's not rewarding at all. So yeah, he's like almost at the bottom. But at the bottom, it's Nova. So Nova, they didn't change much about this guy. I don't even know where he is, how he looks like. Or actually, I do. But yeah, I can't find him. Nova, he should be... There he is. So they didn't change much about this guy. But he's got better energy damage, I think. And yeah, he's still annoying to fight with. Like, Intercept, Ebony... How do you call it? Ebony Flow? I don't even know. Intercept? But yeah, that's gonna do it for the rework champion, guys. Like, the best one, Diablo, like the top 5. Diablo, Angela, Miles, Ultron, and Nebula. Pretty good champions. My favorite ones, Karnak, Miles. Then we have Joe Fixit, Hood, Crossbones, pretty nice. Hawkeye is very good. Bishop, and then Black Panther, pretty decent as well. Angela, a lot of like 2/3 of those buffs are nice. Are very nice. So they did a very good job on the reworks this year, and hopefully they do it in 2022 as well. And hopefully we can see like an Iron Patcher, Captain America's, and all of that get him reworked. Cyclops, I got him. I got one of them awakened. Can't wait. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.